All right, guys, welcome back. It is Friday, so it's going to be a little story time about me, my fiance, and my little brother going to an abandoned, like, tuberculosis slash insane asylum that me and him have been to before, and she's never been there. So I figured since she's never been there, I'm going to have a special guest do this story time with me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Leah. I am Chris's fiance.
Yes, I brought her in to help tell this story because it was an insane night for the both of us. Shoot, it was an insane night for all three of us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we all experienced something that night.
Yeah, at least like something new.
Yes. So, I'm going to premise this by saying I never suggest going into an abandoned building, abandoned anything without permission and is unsafe. I do not suggest it. Don't do it. So, we're going to get into the story. It was 11, 12 at night, and me and my fiance, we were laying in bed, and we both looked at each other and said, "Hey, we're bored. Let's go do something." And this is how most of our crazy nights start because we're both night owls and can't sleep.
Yeah.
So I told her, I'm like, "Hey, I have this abandoned building. I know that you've always said you wanted to go do this.
Yes.
So I told her, let's go do this, but we have to bring Michael, my little brother, with us because more numbers is better than none." So I told my little brother, I'm like, "Hey, let's go. We're going to go to an abandoned building and everything. And I need you to go with us because it is Leah's first time going anywhere like this." He said, "Okay, cool, let's go." So it was about a 45-minute drive to the place. And when we got there, we have to park at a bar that is down the road from the place. It's about a mile down the road, and we have to walk up. So we park there and everything, and we get out and we start the hike there. Well, when we get up there, we have to walk this path, and you can see the entire building when you walk the path. So as we're walking up there, I personally seen flashlights in a couple of the windows, and I told everybody, I'm like, "Hey, I don't think this is a good idea." And these adrenaline junkies said, "No, no, it'll be fine. It will be."
I I didn't even see any like flashlights or any. The first light that I noticed was the one in the stairwell that seemed to pop up or like turn on every like I want to say 5 minutes. Like it was kind of it was on for a while and then it would kind of go off, or it kind of seemed like it dimmed in a way. Same with the what I was told the cafeteria room was that light was always on for some odd reason when it shouldn't be.
Yeah. So we get up there, and we got to crawl through the fence, and we got to find this window that they always patch the fence, but they never patch the window. So we get up there and we get into the window, and I send my little brother in there, and my fiance, she's taking forever to get in there. I don't know if she was scared or what. So I'm gonna ask her, why did it take you forever?
Yeah, so before I say it, I just kind of want to say that the one thing I haven't experienced basically happened within that moment. I have been scratched. I have been I heard voices before. I have been followed. I'm trying to think like what else? Like I've had reoccurring nightmares before. There's something else too that I've experienced, but I can't think of it at the top of my head right now. But basically, I heard a growl as soon as we got up to that window, which I'm just gonna say that is the most scariest sound I had ever heard my entire life just because it was so unearthly. Like you knew it did not belong here and nothing can recreate that. No movie, no show, nobody can recreate that. So I that really that threw me off cuz I love Ghost Adventures. I basically watched all of their episodes, and when you hear that like they heard a growl or you even heard it coming through their own footage, you're like, "Oh, I don't believe that. Like how can you?" But after that night, I fully believed it because that is a sound that you just cannot forget.
Yes, now I didn't know. she heard this, and neither did my little brother. So he went in first, and then she like stood there for a minute and would not go in. And then finally she goes in, and I go in behind her. So as soon as we get into this place, I yell out, I'm like, hey, we're not the police. We're not here to bust anybody. We're just here exploring. There is no reason to be scared. We're not the cops. And I did that because I don't know if my eyes were seeing anything or whatnot, but I said, hey, we're not here to bust nobody. So we get to exploring the first floor and everything. And we, do the first floor. She's looking around, she's having a blast. And we get to the staircase, and I'm the first one ahead. And I turn the corner to head into the staircase, and I come face to face. Yes. And I ran into about 4 to 6 people in this stairwell. And it was basically deer in headlights. They did not hear me yell when I walked in this building the first time that, hey, we're not the police. We're not here to arrest anybody. They didn't hear that. And I asked them, I said, hey, did you hear when we came in? Like me yelling? They said no. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. So we're standing there talking to these people, and we were asking them, like, hey, how long have you been there? What were you guys doing? And I can't exactly remember what they said. Do you remember what they said?
Basically, I just remember 3 people, we mainly talked to. I can't remember if there were many, others or, like, 2 other people. But, basically, the girl was telling us that they were just recording and basically in what I would consider it, they were basically provoking whatever lives there, and that's just something that you just really don't want to do, because the one guy, he he was, like, the first one that I noticed because he just looked odd, like something was wrong, and it is more like you can look at him and you can just tell that he was not there, that he looked very aggravated, um, and just not there. Like you can talk to him or whatever, and he just kind of would not respond really. That was like pretty much it. That like, and she said that he became affected when they were on the third floor because that's when they were pretty much trying to provoke. Because anybody that went to explore this place, they all said that something lives on that third floor. That there's something there, something demonic, something not something that's just not safe to be around really. And so once she said that, it was kind of like, oh, somehow it affected this guy. That's basically it. Like after that whole conversation, they all decided to leave.
Yeah, like she said, they all decided to leave after that whole conversation. So they walked past us, and we stood there and we watched them as they walked out of the building. They went out the same way we came in. So we watched them leave, and we waited on the first floor for about 5-10 minutes to make sure they got away, and we could hear that they made it through the fence. So we're like, okay, cool, we're good. It's time to press on because we didn't really believe them. Because I personally have never really had anything crazy inside the building happen to me, but the first time I ever went there, walking out, I had something crazy happen to me, and I already told a story about that. It was the very first story on my channel. So we continue up, we get up to the second floor, and it felt really, I wouldn't say really dark, but it felt darker. It, yeah, it felt really darker. It wasn't like you felt the heaviness in there. It felt like it was weighing you down. So we get on the second floor and we're walking around. We're, exploring. She's having a blast. My little brother's having a blast. And I just feel off. I don't feel good. So we're exploring the second floor and everything. And I asked them, I'm like, hey, do you want to go up to the third floor? And they said, yes, let's go up to the third floor. Now, granted, this is where these people were trying to provoke whatever was there and everything. Yeah, so we get to the end of the hallway and they wanted to go up to the third floor, but I did not feel right. I felt, I wouldn't say mad, but I could feel it coming. Like I could feel the anger rising in me. So I told him, I'm like, yeah, let's go to the third floor, but let's be careful. Like, if anything happens, we're leaving. So we get up to the third floor, and I kid you not, as soon as I got to the top of that stairwell, I immediately pissed off. Like, I did not feel like myself.
Yeah, he felt like he didn't even look normal. Like actually did look agitated and just not normal at all.
Yeah, and when she told me that, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this at all. This is probably one of the craziest nights of, I would say, any of our lives. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So we're standing there at the top of the stairwell, and all you heard was something on all four legs start charging at us. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Grave Encounters, but when they're walking through the hallway and that huge creature comes around the corner and starts chasing them, it felt like the same thing. I looked at them, they looked at me, and we just took off running. We hit the stairwell and we started hauling ass down this stairwell to get out of this building.
Yeah, it was a really crazy experience. Everything kind of happened fast in that moment, and it's it was just as scary as hearing the growl in the beginning. As soon as we basically like in that quick little moment there, we all just like heard that, looked at each other and just booked it down the stairs. And as soon as we got to the second floor, we smelled sulfur, which anywhere that I have looked up, sulfur just basically means that that is a demon. That's the scent they carry. So that kind of amplified everything that we were feeling, and we're like, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. Like our hearts were racing. We wanted to leave. So we headed down to the first floor, back to the window that we came from. Yeah, that was just I think that one like that experience there. Yeah, like in that moment, it kind of all happened so fast that we all heard the footsteps. Then we basically kind of like looked in that direction and then quickly looked at each other and just started booking it down the stairs. When we reached the second floor, which mind you, like that was probably just as scary as the growl that we heard coming in. As soon as we reached the second floor, we smelled sulfur, which after like when we had left and everything, I did a bunch of research like why would we smell that? Everywhere that I had found, it basically said that sulfur is kind of the scent that the demonic energy carries. That kind of just like amplified everything that we were felt like, but we were already our hearts were beating fast. We wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, and like she just said, we smelt the sulfur. It smelt like rotten eggs. Like it kind of made you queasy to your stomach smelling this, like it was that intense. So yes, we continue running down the stairs. We get to the first floor. Now we can still hear this thing chasing us to the first floor. Like we can hear it coming down the stairwell, and the stairwell we came down was right by the window that we came in at. So as soon as we came down, we booked it left into the room where we came in, and I sent her out first, and then I sent my little brother out, and I was in there alone, and I could hear like deep, like guttural just sounds. It did not sound human at all. And as soon as my brother got out that window, I don't even think I touched the window sill. I think I just dove out the window and hit the ground. And as soon as I hit the ground, I stood up and we all looked at each other and went, "What the hell was that?" And we're standing there, and next thing we know, we hear the deepest, darkest, like bottom of the earth growl come from the top window in the building of where we just jumped out.
When we heard that, it was like in a split second that we all just started running. I mean, booking it out of there. And we did not stop running until we reached the main gate to basically enter the hospital because they kind of closed off the parking lot to the hospital. So that's where that main gate is. That's where we stopped running. And then once we reached that gate, Chris had stopped us and what did you say again?
I stopped everybody, and I don't know how much a believer you guys are in the paranormal, but all three of us, we are severe believers. Like, I've had crazy stuff happen to me. My little brother has had crazy stuff to happen to me, and so is my fiance. She's had crazy stuff happen to her. So we all stopped, and I told him, we have to tell this thing it can't follow us home and it has to stay where it is. So we all stood there looking back at this building and we said, "Hey, you can't follow us home. You're not welcome to follow us home. You have to stay here." And after we get done saying that, we turned around and we started walking back to the car. And as we were walking back to the car, that is all we could talk about was just the growl, the sulfur smell, the running. It was absolutely crazy. So once we get back to the car, we get in the car, we start heading back home. That is pretty much where this story ends. So if you guys enjoyed the story, please leave it a like and a subscribe. And the next story will come out next Friday. All the stories are going to come out next Friday. So I will see you guys then. Peace.